Yeah, not great. Um, Sorry. Yeah, so not feeling good. Um, yeah, obviously been struggling for a long time. Um, I've been in a lot of pain for it's been probably about 20 months now. Um, I've pretty much done everything that I could to try and get my hip feeling better, and you know hasn't helped loads. You know, I'm in a better place than I was 6 months ago, but still in a lot of pain. Um, and yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, I'm gonna play. I mean, I can still play to a level, not a level that I'm happy playing at, but also, it's not just that. The pain is too much really, and yeah, it's not something that I want to. I don't want to continue playing that way. Um, I think, like I said, I've tried pretty much everything that I could to get it right, and that hasn't worked. So my plan, I kind of in middle to end of December during my training block. I spoke to my team and I told them that I can't I can't keep doing this, and that I needed to have like an end point, because I was sort of just playing with no idea of when the pain was gonna stop, and I felt like making that decision. I said to my team, look, I think I can kind of get through this until Wimbledon. That is where I would like to. That's where I would like to stop playing. Um, but I'm also not certain I'm able to do that.
Andy, does that mean that this might be your last tournament?
Um, yeah, I think there's a chance of that. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, there's a chance of that for sure because yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm able to play through the pain, for another 4 or 5 months. I have an option to, to have another operation, which, is, a little bit more kind of severe than what I've had before, and having my hip resurfaced, which, will allow me to have a better quality of life and be out of pain. And that's something that I'm seriously considering right now. Some athletes have had that and gone back to competing, but there's obviously no guarantees with that, and it's certainly not something that if the reason for having an operation like that is not to return to professional sport. It's it's just for a better quality of life.
I'm going to take probably 3 more. So I'm going to start with Simon.
Is that the driving force behind it? You want to make sure you have a good quality of life once you stop playing, for your family, for yourself?
Yeah, for myself mainly. There's lots of little things that, obviously you guys see me running around the tennis court and walking in between points, and obviously I know it doesn't look good and it doesn't look comfortable, but, there's little things like, day to day that are also a struggle, and, it'd be nice to be able to do them, without any pain, putting shoes on, socks on, things like that. So yeah, I mean that's that's the main reason for doing it. And it's something that, if I was to have an operation like that, I mean I would rehab correctly and do it properly to give my hip the best chance of being as good as it as good as it can be. But I'm also realistic and knowing that that's not an easy thing to come back to or play to professional sport to a high level. I mean it has been done. Bob Bryan had this operation post Wimbledon last year and is obviously back playing, and I've had lots of communication with him about it, and but there's a difference between singles and doubles in terms of the physicality and the movement and stuff. So, certainly no guarantees there. So, yeah.
Andy, being back in Melbourne, I wonder if you'd had a chance to see the surgeon who did the operation last year, and I wonder if you could tell us what his verdict has been.
I saw him yesterday, actually. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was just that. I mean, I have, a severely damaged right hip, and having the operation last year, was to, give it the best possible chance of being better. I mean, I'd been playing with hip pain for a number of years. It wasn't like it just started, at the French Open after my match with Stan. It got to a level where I didn't recover from that match and pushed it over the edge. And having the operation was hopefully gonna, like I say, make it as good as possible. And it didn't help with the pain at all, and that's kind of been the thing that I've been struggling with. Obviously, like the walking, and there's certain things on the court that I can't really do properly, now, but the pain is kind of the driving factor, because I can play with limitations, that's not an issue. It's the having the limitations, and then also the pain is not allowing me to enjoy competing or training or any of the stuff that I love about tennis.
I'm going to take 2 more. First from Simon, please.
Just you mentioned Bob Brown. I mean, is there any possibility you might consider being a doubles player?
No.
Last question from Reem, please. Over here on the right-hand side.
And sorry I walked in late, I don't know if this was asked, but from a psychological perspective, what have you been doing in order to kind of deal with everything that you just said?
Well, I mean, I've talked a lot, I mean, way too much about my hip for 18 months, pretty much. I mean, it's a daily thing. I mean, and it's not, you know, it isn't just people that I work with that ask me, it's everyone. So everyone that I bump into, that's all I talk about. And yeah, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty draining. I mean, I've spoken, not loads, but, you know, a number of times to psychologists and stuff about it. But, you know, nothing helps because you're in lots of pain and you can't do what it is that you want to do and you love doing, and or I can do it, it's just not fun, not enjoyable doing it anymore. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've done. I've just tried to deal with it, talked about it, but none of that makes my hip feel better, unfortunately. I wish it did, because if it did, it'd be feeling brilliant just now, but it doesn't. So